First tonight at 10, the state of public safety taking center stage in Kansas City, Missouri, with organizations, community leaders, and law enforcement confronting the issue head on.
We want to make sure that we are violence interrupters.
You know, this is something we report on extensively because without honest conversations, it only makes it more difficult to move forward. Take the epidemic of violence impacting our young people. 34% of homicide victims, 1 in 3 in KCMO, are 24 years old or younger. And 29% in that same age group are suspects.
One young person chooses to pick up a gun and use that gun, the ripple effect that it creates in our communities and throughout Kansas City impacts us all.
It really impacts all of us. So for more on Kansas City Public Safety Coalition's event, we're going to bring in KSHP 41 News reporter Alyssa Jackson. A lot of conversation had there.
Like you said, Kevin, we report on violent crime in our community extensively. What's being done to address crime, including intervention initiatives, and apparently there is a citywide approach that doesn't just include the Kansas City Police Department. KCMO is at 82 homicides this year.
It's our fault. You know, when we know the lives that our children are leading.
The common denominator we've seen in far too many shootings, youth.
They're fighting, but they don't even know why they're fighting. They're shooting guns, but they don't even know who they're shooting at.
We've been to meeting after meeting to see the united front that advocates are hoping solves the problem.
Success in violent crime reduction is more than just numbers. It's also when you're reaching people that are in a cycle of trauma or exposure to violent crime.
Let's talk about those numbers. Homicides are going down, but as of this week, there are 340 victims who survived being shot this year alone. That's up 25% from last year. But the numbers are much better than a few months ago when shootings were 80% higher in the month of February.
But some of those risk factors are very difficult to work against. If there is violence inside of the home, if a young person has some negative mentors in their lives that are encouraging the use of guns.
Everyone in this public safety meeting is aware intervention has to start early, with 21% of homicide suspects being between 18 and 24 years old. Youth ambassadors, KC Common Good, and the Focused Deterrence Program is showing some promise.
We are laser focused on those who are actually the crime drivers. We did that call-in, and out of all of the participants, one of the participants has reoffended. They were met with swift and certain consequences. The others, they spent hours with some of the outreach workers, really interested in whatever opportunity was to be able to be offered to them to try to get out of that life of or that association with violent crime.
Crime isn't only happening in one neighborhood. That's why it takes more than one room.
It's indicative of a movement that is going on here in Kansas City right now.
In Kansas City, Alyssa Jackson, KSHP 41 News.